Hey, Kaizen fam, I hope you guys are all doing well. Welcome to another exclusive live stream. I'm just going to give a few moments for everything to set up to make sure I know everything is working properly out here, just because it has been quite a long time since I streamed on this channel right here. So I know Bill Noble is doing another stream right now on the Kaizen channel. So I'd actually unlink the Kaizen channel, relink this one here. Little bit of technical stuff this morning, but it is good. It's a great warm up and God is good. Praise God, guys. So a few things I want to cover in this live stream. There are a certain group of cryptos that have been doing decently. I wanted to just give you guys a personal life update. I was going through the last stream we did and I saw that there were a lot of great questions that I actually missed. And a lot of them were asked by mods. A lot of them were asked by you guys. So I'm going to have a closer look at chat today to make sure I can answer any questions that you guys might have. But for the next 45 minutes or so, we're going to be spending some good old one-on-one time here, just talking about the market. Before we get started, where are you guys from? Let me drink some water real quick. Where is everyone based out of, and what time is it from where you guys are at? Vegas, Germany, Quebec, Austin, Texas, Germany, Michigan, Arizona, Argentina. Yeah, I love how international our squad is. I'm also curious, guys, how long have you been in Kaizen for, and how'd you guys find out about the group? I know a majority of you guys should be from YouTube, but there are some word of mouth referrals that we've been getting a lot. Everyone actually has an affiliate link. You guys all have a referral code. You bring someone in. We also pay you a commission there. But I'm really curious. Okay, that's awesome. Awesome, guys. So I know today, midday, 200 concurrent viewers right now. We usually have a lot of replay views towards the latter half of this, after this is published and people are coming out of work. And I know today is Friday too. A lot of people like to take time off. Wow. Okay, we have some people in here for 4 months now, a month and a half, 5 months long, not long enough. Proto, I see you in here too. I'm going to give you the moderator role in here. Managing moderator. Okay, if I see any mods in here, guys, just drop some emojis and I can add you that assignment here because I haven't been able to do that on this account. Okay. You need to change the video resolution. Current resolution is 38 by, which is not supported for this configuration. Does stream look healthy, guys? I'm getting an error message right here. And let me do this. Okay. Cool. I am gonna pull up chat. I know it's one of these. Whoa, I can insert an ad here. YouTube be adding a lot of great features, but we don't need to do that. Timestamps, cool. Pop out chat, cool. Reminder, Kaizen mods analysts, we got a meeting in 50 minutes after we do this live stream here. So just give me 1 second. Stream is good. Someone's been in here since Patreon days. You are an absolute OG. That means you've been with me for like 3 years. If you think about it, that's kind of crazy. Okay. All right, guys. So do you guys want to hear just some crazy stuff that's been happening in my life, or you want me to just talk about crypto first? Because we can get into both. Let me pull up CoinMarketCap in the meantime. Right now, I got a lot of stuff going on. We got boxes everywhere in the house. Personal life update. Okay. Yesterday, I had a big scare because my dad was disassembling the gym in my basement. I built out a home gym a while ago, and I was on my walk yesterday. I had a meeting with Javi, just catching up on Kaizen updates, analysts who are onboarding. Some of our analysts are going through stuff, making sure everyone is taken care of because now we have about 20 to 30 people that we're managing underneath our team. And right after that meeting, I had another meeting, and it was with the Kaizen event people. I don't know if you're in here, Ethan or Andy, but I know one of them is a member in here, but they know how to run these events. They know how to make some great stuff happen. And yeah, it was like 2 minutes into that call starting, I got all these notifications on my phone. I said, my wife is calling me and she's like, your dad is bleeding. He needs to go to the hospital right now. I was like, what? I'm walking Credit Astro outside and I just started this call. So I run back into my house yesterday and there was blood everywhere. and my dad was disassembling my gym, and I have a giant squat bar rack. It's a 3x3. Yeah, there's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3x2. I have a whole bunch of posts. I used to power lift a few years back, and I wasn't sure if I was going to continue doing that. So I got one of the thickest squat racks I could from Rep Fitness. And while he was disassembling one of the pieces, the whole steel frame fell on the top of his head. So I've security cameras all over my house, and it was like really hard for me to watch that video. But I dropped everything, put Credit Astra away in his crate. We drove to the hospital about 15 minutes away. Luckily, I had the truck because there was no parking in this parking lot at all. So I had to truck life it onto this, between these trees on some mulch. And I was like, if I'm going to get a ticket, because cars are parked everywhere, like everywhere, there's no spots. I was like, if I get a ticket, this is worth the ticket right now. Ran into the hospital with my dad. He was like bleeding everywhere. And yeah, he ended up getting like 7 staples yesterday. And this was like, I was at the hospital for like 5 hours yesterday, guys. So I really thought my dad actually it could have been worse. This is like probably the biggest scare that I had. Something I haven't talked about too is my mom's a postal worker for the government, and she got mauled by a dog like a few months ago too. And she had to get like, it was either 6 or 12 stitches. I mean, she has her arm's pretty messed up. But thank God though, she was wearing her winter jacket. So it stopped the dog from like going into it as bad, but she had to go in an ambulance as well. So there's just a lot of stuff that's happened in the last 6 months. Things that I will probably just never share on YouTube just because my parents watch it. I don't want to put their story out there, but I figure, we're fam out here, so I can share this stuff with you guys. Yeah. So that same dog that mauled my mom actually mauled another postal office worker yesterday. And you have to realize people who work for the postal service, they're usually like immigrants that need this job to support their family. And the last postal worker, they weren't probably wearing like a thick winter coat. So, apparently that worker's hand is like all messed up right now. Like it was so swollen. It probably looked like, I don't know, just I'm thinking like the Thing from Fantastic Four, like that rock thing when it got so swollen. But yeah, it was just a lot of crazy stuff. I have the video. It's pretty graphic. I don't know if it was hard for me to see this. And the only person I sent this to, I sent to my father-in-law first actually yesterday, but man, it was like, I'm going to show you guys like a clip of this real quick. I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me hide my face. I think it already happened there. Oh yeah, it did. Yeah, it was kind of hard to see all this, but yeah, then my dad's like rolling around right there. And yeah, it's like real messed up. I thought he was going to die yesterday. Anyways, guys, so yeah, I'm just like so thankful to God that my dad didn't get a fracture in his skull. I'm thankful that he didn't get some kind of internal bleeding. If some of you guys may know the story, there was an actor who was going skiing with his wife, and she wasn't wearing a helmet, but she fell, hit her head, and then she just died like a few hours later. I forgot who the actor was, but head injuries are just no joke. And I had to just watch my dad get stapled in the head. And I think the hardest part was when my mom came yesterday. She was just crying, and she was like shaking on the way to go to the hospital because she has our locations on Find My Friend. Yeah. And yeah, it's just a big wake up call. So you guys know, like a few weeks ago, I was like randomly vomiting too in the middle of the night, something I never experienced before. And that was my big wake up call on just like really, yeah, Liam Nelson, guys, crazy stuff. It's just a big wake up call to really value life, really value health, really value and cherish your parents. And I'm like really thinking right now too, just like, what can I do? I've been able to support my dad financially, actually both my parents for like the last 4 years. I've been, I don't share this often, but I pay for their mortgage. the credit card for them to buy the groceries. My parents don't buy anything for themselves, really. All the clothes that my dad wears, it's things that I bought him. They don't spend money on designer or whatever, watches, or they don't have a care for any of that stuff. So I support them. And my mom just has refused to quit work. And I think it's also because she's so worried now getting this mortgage of the house. It's going to be a lot more financially, so yeah, just a lot of things. But like I said, guys, I just really want to thank God that my parents are still safe here. And I really am grateful for you guys, the community. I'm grateful that this has all been happening during a time when the market is actually slowing down too. If it was happening in the bull run, it'd be like extra stressful on top of just moving right now. I'm surrounded by boxes right now in my studio. There's just boxes everywhere in the house. I'm getting ready to pack things and move, and we have less than 2 weeks to get out of here too and set things up. So that's the personal stuff. Someone says my uncle died a week ago. He fell in the bathroom. Life is short. I'm really sorry about your uncle, guys, as well too. So just, yeah, it really is. Circle of life. That is the dream, to be able to give back to our parents and family. Yeah. So guys, I mean, one thing, if I'll say anything, if your parents are still around, that alone is a blessing. Just give them a phone call, just talk to them. And my dad didn't ask me for help because first I was on a walk, but there was times before where he would ask me to help him out, and I'm like working, or I'm in the middle of filming and I don't want to get up and go. So, I've told him like, hey, listen, like if you're asking for help, I can't help like when I'm working. And I realized just how selfish and how crazy that is, because my dad just came over to help me with the gym stuff, and he's been asking to help this whole time. So he came to move all that, but he didn't want to ask me for the help because I've told him, I'm busy and all this. And it's just pathetic for me to be like that, just as a son and as someone who, yeah, just things that I'm like also working on. So just want you guys to recognize, I'm not perfect either. And I'm so glad that I can be aware of all these things so that I can also become bit better. But yeah, guys, didn't want this stream to start off in such a way like this. I apologize for that. But yeah, everything is so far, I think we're chilling. I think we're good. Very grateful for the community here. Grateful for all you guys. Grateful for my wife to help yesterday too, because she's the one who called me and she heard the loud bang, and like she went downstairs in the basement to check everything. My dad was just like rolling around on the floor, and then there was the blood. And then this morning, Credit Astro finally goes into the basement because he didn't even know what's happened. He's freaking licking the blood and so much stuff. It's all good though. Yeah. Okay. Just a good reminder on life. I've said this a lot before, but there is definitely more outside of life than just crypto. But this is also just a message where if there is one thing to get good at, it should be getting good at business or like understanding how to make money. Because in the world of what we do and how everything circulates, if you want to really become wealthy, what I've learned from someone who never thought I could make even just $100,000 or whatever, it's just about providing value. So this is where one of our core missions and what I've done for the last 4 or 5 years is, as long as we focus on providing value to people, that's what money is. Literally, that's what some of the most richest people in the world, they're able to provide some form of value, whether it's actual education or it's entertainment, whether it's just like being a Hollywood movie star or being a rapper or a singer. You're still providing some kind of value, whether you're emotionally there for someone, whether you're teaching others, whether you're helping companies or the creation of something. The money that you can make, aside from crypto is like the one like cheat code where you don't have to provide value and you could just make money. Generally, even outside though, crypto bull runs, they only last for so long, followed by a bull is a bear market. You have to have something to do during that time, during the bear market period. I also have my Slack channel pulled up here just in case my team members message me about anything. Okay. Yeah, guys, of course. I mean, this journey I'm going on, I feel like I've grown up in the last 4 or 5 years tremendously. in my faith, in just who I am as a person, emotionally, in a lot of the ways. But I know that there's still so much growing that I need to do. And for me to become the leader or whatever, to guide the community, to help build up my team even more, I know I'm always just learning. I'm just learning new things all the time. But yeah, it's the last few months have really been interesting for sure. I'm grateful for it. We've made some great calls and stuff, but this is a time in the market where you want to reflect on that too, and you want to know your true goals and accomplishments. But yeah, let's kick this off, guys. Shout out to Austin, who I actually got a great file from today on some of the things that we can cover. Okay. All right. So a few big headlines. I'm just going to put this on the screen. This is our Notion notes. We usually keep everything on here. All right, so SocialFi has been huge in the past few weeks. This is mainly because of FriendTech. We also did get something else come out. It's called Fantasy Top. It's like NBA Top Shot, except you can trade crypto influencer cards. I think my bandwidth is already stretched as much as it is, especially because I'm moving right now and we have videos coming out and all this stuff. So I'm limiting myself to all these new SocialFi apps that are coming out. The two places I am available on right now, it's going to be FriendTech. It is also going to be on Warpcast, also called Farcaster. It's an app that you can download on your phone. And it's basically crypto Twitter on a separate app. I have not been on the Farcaster app in quite a long time, but you know, with something like FriendTech, I've been there a little bit more, but Kaizen is where I'm at the most. Even during this past week or so, just with all this stuff going on. There's also another story I'd like to share too, but I'll share that another time. I was sitting at a Starbucks, police were coming. First time I was sitting at a Starbucks to do work. It was like 2-3 days ago. Crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff. But yeah, so FriendTech, I'm just going to give you guys my personal thoughts here. A lot of potential still with this project. One thing I am disappointed about, though, is how they launched it. There was a lot of theories that I was seeing about how the launch was intentional in them screwing it up. And the way they screwed it up is they didn't really announce anything. It was really buggy and glitchy. You couldn't use the whole clubs thing in the beginning. And yeah, it was probably one of the poorest launches that I've seen in the last 4 years of being on crypto. But regardless, their technology still has use case, and that's still assuming that the market is sideways for the next few weeks. I still see a lot of value in this, mainly for you guys where the value is. If you are able to pick up someone's keys early on before everyone else spots it, that's really where you can make a high upside. If you're able to buy my keys, and I let everyone in this Discord know first, and we sent out invite codes when I first made my FriendTech Club for the Kaizen page and for my page so that you guys could get in early as possible. You could have made a easy flip there, a couple $1,000s in profit, depending on how many keys you bought. I know some people are up like 30 grand in profit too. The opportunities like this don't come that often. And usually when they do, these opportunities they feel very high risk, and they feel very, very skeptical almost. Like, what is this? I'm still learning about it. I'm not sure if I should send any kind of crypto here. So it's just a matter of weighing the pros and cons out, because a lot of the times if you try to move too fast, you can also end up getting wrecked. You could buy into a rug pull. It could be a fake project. And FriendTech too, they didn't have the greatest background either. They could have easily gone under. So just always manage your risk. That's the most important thing. Manage your risk and take different precautions when buying into certain projects. If I'm buying a certain new NFT collection, if I'm transferring and connecting my wallet to a whole new thing that I don't know about, I'll create a separate wallet and I'll send funds to that separate wallet, like a small amount, and then use that separate wallet to send to the next one. It's a lot of steps, guys, but it's one way that you can protect yourself, because in the world of crypto, everyone is out to get you. Everyone. Scammers, project devs, KOL influencers are all out to get you. One thing I do want to talk about, though, is I noticed this morning, and I look through the Discord every single day. I cruise in there, even if I don't post anything, because it looks like our mods and everyone's got it locked down right now. And these are the moments I want to talk about it. But I even saw someone mentioning Render today, and they're like, man, Render's popping. I should have listened to some of those KOL influencers because AI is going up. I forgot the exact price target I ended up selling at. I know some of you guys will remember. It is also in the Discord if you look it up. But you got to realize, I think we sold at around $9 to $12 within this range. But render has only started going up recently, mainly because of this. So Apple's annual iPad event introduced a new M4 chip, Octane X. Something I've been talking about for 4 or 5 months is that if render ends up having real world application and true use case, I could see them partnering up with Apple. I've mentioned in many videos on my channel, if you guys go back and watch some of those there. It's one of the reasons now that it's actually picking up, especially when the market is sideways. But when I see people saying like, oh, I think I need to now get into render and like I need to get out of Aero or I need to get out of these other picks, I think honestly that's probably one of the worst decisions to make when you're flip-flopping like this. When it comes to making money in crypto, it's times like this where you want to accumulate the projects that aren't picking up, they're not exploding, you're not FOMOing in. You place those bets earlier on, and then from there, you just wait. You sit on your hands. And it took Aero a long time for us to actually get that huge market movement. Even right now, Aero, Seamless, Truth, even some of the other picks that have not been doing well, Higher Normie, those are two that have taken probably like a 60 to 70% hit on in the last few months. Those still need time. We need the whole base narrative to pick up. But when it comes to the whole umbrella of the AI category, there will be AI projects that do well. The one unfortunate thing about render is the fact that it's sitting at a $4.2 billion market cap. And the fully diluted market cap is $6 billion. So you got to realize the upside for even render, for it to double at this point, you need at least $4 to $5 billion going into this project. And we're not going to get that much when the entire crypto market is coming down as much as it is. So projects will move based on news like this, but just keep in mind, like even during a time when markets are sideways, don't be FOMOing, don't be chasing pumps. Look at what it's actually doing right now too. It's actually coming back quite a bit from the $11.52 here. I was in render, but the time I got into render, I think it was around like $3 or $4. It was early on. I exited. I want to say it's somewhere around here. Let me double check. Yeah, I want to say it's somewhere around here. And in that time, you would have lost whole opportunity. And even if you entered then, if you FOMO'd at this peak, since March 11th, we're in May now, you would have missed out on 2 months of gains. These last 2 months is where Kaizen collectively, we're going to do a survey because I want to actually get real numbers on this, but based on the testimonials I read and some of the whales in our group of how much they've made, I say we're approaching the 8-figure mark of how much our group has made collectively, including me together. So maybe $10-20 million that the group has made from the calls. You would have missed out on all that from just this holding period. So do I believe in AI? I do. Do I think there's a whole bunch of rug pulls, scam KOLs, and influencers that are going to be pumping up these tokens that will dump like extremely hard? The bubble will pop very hard. Yes, absolutely. We've taken calls with AI companies, and I could see a lot like just through these project developers, seeing what they're trying to do. And even if the price is propped up right now, there is a chance like things could go down. I'm not sure about GPU. I have been seeing a lot more KOLs talking about this. Anytime there are particular KOLs talking about a certain project, I just stay away. Based on their track record, I stay away knowing that they're going to have to sell at some point and their bags are probably huge. Aether was another pick. There was a few Aether, IO.net. I know they're putting off their launch. This one I actually do like. Aether I like, IO.net I do like, but we need the project to develop, and I believe that they don't even have a token. They're still pushing. They're going to keep pushing until the market resumes because they do want their project token to do well. Oh, have you guys seen Killer Whales here, by the way? They could have done good with this. It's like Shark Tank for crypto, and they're watching like crypto projects here, and they wanted me to like help promote this
Killer Whale,
but they just got a few like scammers on the guest announcement thing. Oh man, they should have done a better job with the cast. And look, guys, I want you to know too, I don't throw the word scammer out loosely, but when someone has a whole track record of buying into projects and dumping on people for like many years, that's a title that they get. Okay, Brian, we need some base meme coin life-changing money. I agree. We do need some of that. That would be great. Just keep in mind the thing with meme coins, guys, meme coins are going to be much more advantageous and favorable when the market conditions pick up first. If you are trading meme coins right now when markets are sideways or it can go down more, you're playing with like two extra type of combatants in a sense. Okay. So just be really mindful of that. Be really careful. A lot of the times, though, what you can do, because if meme coins are early enough and you see potential, you could line up smaller bags. You can line up, $100, $500 bags into maybe 10 different projects. And when the bull market does pick up, you're able to diversify well enough so that, say, 4 out of 5 of those projects end up taking off, 8 out of 10 of those projects take off. Usually when they do, it's, I'd say maybe 2 to 5x each. So you can see that money stacking up. And then you could sell that and then roll that into the next play. What I've seen with meme coins happen, I've mentioned it in my last post. It's just, you have to be quick about it. For me, I cannot play meme coins as much as I want to anymore, just because we get the whole Kaizen pump. Everyone ends up paying 30% in extra slippage fees. People start getting wrecked. And then by the time I want to sell, because Kaizen's bought in and it's already double or tripled, and I'm like, okay, this is normally where I'd sell, but I can't because everyone's bought in. And if I make the alert, someone's just paid slippage and then I've just dumped and I would sell, it's just not worth it. So a lot of the big plays that I'm doing are utility plays so I can protect you guys as my members here. Brian, are you still planning to buy Centrifuge? Let me look into that project here. I don't think so. It's at a $331 million market cap. It was a decent real-world asset play. What I replaced Centrifuge for was actually Truth, and I'm just still waiting on that Truth back to take off. We need market conditions to improve, but they had a good raise here with Centrifuge. I think it was like 2-3 weeks ago. They raised either a seed round, maybe for 10 or 20 mil. Someone can pull it up and link it here in the chat. But no, I'm going to stay away from this one. I'm sure there's going to be good utility. And between this and a project like Ondo, which is another real world asset play, I would go with Centrifuge. But then I think Trueflation, it's still a much better option, lower market cap. But look at Ondo. It's consolidating. It hasn't really dropped. And that's just because the market cap is massive too on this. And, this is actually some decent activity. Especially for the last month, we've been seeing a big drawdown with Bitcoin. But usually when cryptos are holding steady like this, in a bull run, it could have more potential. It could take off. But for me, I'm here to try and make generational wealth. I'm not looking for 20, 30% gains by the end of the bull run. I'm looking for the arrow plays. I'm looking for the 1,000%, 1,500% gainers that we could get. But everyone's risk tolerance is different. If you guys have, if you're okay with making 30, 40% and you don't want to take that huge risk of losing or seeing a big dump or going through the volatility, you can definitely look into some of these other options with bigger, larger market caps, because there are even some people right now in our group that are trading things like Solana, like $65 billion market cap, and they're thinking it's going to triple, quadruple. It could. Is it likely? No. It's likely only if we add maybe $5 more trillion into the global crypto market cap, which we're not there yet. By the time that happens too, if something like Solana, XRP, whatever, any one of these top 100 coins, let's say top 25 coins, if any of these do a 2 to 5x, there are most definitely coins by then that have done a 20 to 30x. Okay, so you just got to put things into perspective, learn where to say no, learn where to say yes. And this is where we look into Ondo, we look into Centrifuge, we look into these other plays, but we ask ourselves this: where can our members make the most amount of money? Where can the dollar go the furthest? Where is the most amount of opportunity laid? It's got to be with market cap. It's just a simple principle. Market cap takes less money to move up. When the traction comes and it really starts moving, that's when we start reaping the rewards there. Okay. I have seen Based AI. I did not do a full in-depth guide or research into this. This is a meme coin, right? Get Based. It's got to be. There's no way. No, it's not a meme coin. Why is this on Cornell University's site? Did a college kid make this? Submitted on March 1st. I've never seen a white paper here. Decentralized player-to-player network for ZK, large language models. Yeah, maybe we'll look into this project more. Let me double check what the market cap is at. Oh, it went down a little bit just now. I don't know what that dump was. $158 million market cap, still pretty high. If I pull up some plays, guys, like even Seamless, it's still under that market cap, 83. Oh, I guess everything went down. Oh, this must be the Bitcoin. I guess Bitcoin went down, right? Yeah. Things just follow Bitcoin still. So whenever you see big market pullbacks, just you got to ask yourself, why is it happening? If you can find the answer, it usually settles a nerve right there too. Take a look at Seamless though. There hasn't been a massive pump at all. Still waiting for this one to take off. Trueflation. It's nice though. It's like, you know what this is like? This is like going to Home Depot and buying just like the most premium seed there for the seed that you know is going to be the biggest plant out of all the plants that exist, and you just bought the seed, you just went home, you just planted it. We're just watering and just letting it wait, letting it do its thing. And good thing is we're still holding support, even in a time when there's a lot of Bitcoin volatility. Okay. I want to make sure I don't miss any notifications. All right. For a few people asking for updates on Arrow and Zen Finance. Let me start with that, Javi. Javi's in my office across the door in my house. Everyone give a shout out to Javi. Everyone give a shout out to Javi and the team. Peach, I'm gonna add you as a mod if you need to invoke the hammer or whatever you need to do. You got it. Prototypes. Okay. Okay. Would you swap Proppy Ferrari for more Seam? It really depends. Proppy, $254 million market cap, $2.54 right now. It really depends on what Bitcoin's doing. Here's the thing. I wish Proppy was available to trade on more exchanges because I think our analysts would just crush this. Look at the charts. It's just the support, the resist. This is a trader's dream setup right here with what we've seen with Proppy. And the great thing is too, the swings last for a longer period of time. So just a lot easier. Rari, $3.01, 73 million. Okay. So Rari, I see it doing much better late stage of the market or even like end of the mid stage. And that's just because that's usually when NFTs are starting to pick back up. But this second leg up, I usually think that we go through the same type of cycle that we did in the first half. It's just a lot more accelerated. It's a lot more violent. So assume that meme coins will go up again. A lot of the utility alts, then a lot of our plays will start going back up. Then NFTs and all these things people start foaming into. And then it's from there, people are going to hear about Rari and seeing like the developments they're making. It's usually when NFT volume starts going up, I think Rari can double, triple, like hit $6, $9. Because even when we bought in, it rallied up towards $6. It was crazy, the Kaizen candle back then. Would I swap it? Seamless right now, 83. Consolidating, no giant pump. We had, I think, a Kaizen candle here, but nothing outside of that. It wouldn't hurt to have more exposure. I mean, definitely compared to Proppy. Proppy is another solid RWA play, but Seamless, I think, will take off with the release of Coinbase Smart Wallet, which is still on the way. They passed their audits. They're coming out. Lower market cap, higher upside. It's been around for quite a bit. Only problem is fully diluted market cap is a bit higher on this project, but it is a Coinbase listed project. I do remember us going through, at least with all of our plays. The good thing is we always vet the lockup period with the VCs and seeing where they're at. And all the last 6-7 plays have been very healthy. So I don't remember exactly what the lockup period conditions were on Seamless, but for us to have bought into it, it would have checked our boxes. It would have been good. So with this project here, I still see potential. Let me answer some questions. Okay, Arrow. I know we haven't talked about Arrow, guys. And by the way, one thing we're going to start doing too, and I need all of your help on this. We're going to start clipping certain sections of my live stream here so we can have additional content either for the Kaizen YouTube channel or for my main YouTube channel. But anytime you guys have like really good moments that I'm speaking truth, I'm speaking things that really resonate with you, that you found value in, drop fire emojis in the chat, because we're time stamping certain parts so that our new editor we're hiring, they don't need to go through and watch a 2-hour or an hour live long stream. And if they don't know crypto, they're going to be so lost in knowing what to clip. So if you guys find value in certain sections, drop the fire emoji. I know my mod's out here. In our next meeting, I'll cover some of the notes we're going to take here too. Okay. Javi says, check out Arrow. All right. Arrow, $1.02 right now. Coming back to, let's see, the last drop off we had, it went down to under $1. It did rally up to $1.25. Guys, Arrow still just needs time right now. There was a big sell off since Bitcoin has been coming down. We need Bitcoin just to stabilize. Arrow is still a very high conviction play for me. Nothing fundamentally really has changed with the project. And it's just a matter of time in the market, letting things ride up. I'm curious though, what are the average price that you guys entered for Arrow? What is the majority of you guys that bought in sitting at? It's a different story when you FOMO in, anywhere past like $1.30 to $1.40. Okay. Lucas, 21 cents. So that's around the time I got in. $1, $1.07, $1.03 now. Okay. It's pretty spread out. Ace, 35 cents. Leah, not in Arrow. You could consider it. I mean, it's opening up again. Okay. $1.41, 24 cents. Yeah. I'm curious, to any of the people that bought in with me, did you guys ever take profits? Or are you guys still holding? $1.05. Okay. So the highest that I'm seeing here is like someone buying in $1.55 or someone getting in at $1.70 and averaging down. This means you're probably down a bit on your investment, but crypto is a long-term thing. Unless you took a loan out from the mafia and they're out to break your kneecaps if you don't pay them back, there's no need to be checking the charts and seeing what it does every day. The only reason you should is so that you can, if you plan to buy back into the market, if you plan to dollar cost average in here. For me, as you guys know, the mortgage, I have to pay everything in 2 weeks and all that. I'm not buying more per se. And there are other projects now like the Seamless, the Truflation, which does have a significantly lower market cap. But Aerodrome is one of those plays where so far in the bull market, we've seen the potential of it pop. The new retail investors that come in, they're going to want to buy back in. They're going to look at this peak. They're going to see the potential of base. And also Aerodrome himself, their transaction volume has been crazy. They have been super profitable as a project. So we just need the right conditions. And I think we can go back to the times where we're waking up and it's like up 30, 40, 50% every single day after day, which was really around this time right here. March 23rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. It was about half a week or so, maybe a week, where literally every day it was going up. So just know those days are still coming up. We even had another moment here. We had another moment going to the peak. Sold only enough Arrow to buy a big bag of truth. See, this is a good way to play it as well. Proto, Dan. You know what's actually funny too? My underwriter, Dan, his name is Dan like Porto. So it's actually, it was confusing me a lot for the last 3 weeks. Okay. Good. Well, so one thing I want to say, guys, if you have sold, if you have taken profits, that's always good, because since Arrow, we have mentioned a variety of different plays. But clearly, if you see more conviction in other projects, if you see the narrative forming, this is where you also need to take that next step in doing additional research. I'm going to help you guys as much as I can. I'll share with you my own personal thoughts and I'll keep it as honest as possible. But you always need to make sure you're looking at your portfolio. You're seeing what your objective is. Are you trying to buy the house? Are you trying to, pay off the debt that you have from crypto? Are you trying to make $1 million? You got to get real clear on your goal. And once you do, you got to ask yourself too, like, what am I willing to lose for me in order to hit this? I didn't English right there, but what are you willing to lose in order for you to achieve that? So if you thought by coming into crypto, you just wanted to make $10,000 or you just wanted to double your money and you did that like 3 months ago, and now you're already trying to make $1 million, just really take time to reflect. the ones who stretch the objective too high are the ones that actually end up not coming out with anything in the market. The good thing is, though, the amazing part is, I'd say a majority of us, 50 to 80%, a majority of us, like with Aerodrome as an example, we got in so early that even if it came down another, I don't know, say it came down to 75 cents, we'd still all be at least double, triple, or quadruple our initial investment. This is just the importance, guys. Do not FOMO into a lot of the picks, but I'm not saying Aerodrome has no potential. I still think it has huge, huge potential. We just need the market to pick up. And the great thing is, too, I said this in one of my recent posts, but I'd actually prefer the market to be flat for the next 2 weeks, just so I have time enough to move and like settle in and unpack my boxes. But the other reason is, the longer the market stays flat, the longer things are consolidating, the harder the pump will be. And that's because when we get these drops in the market, it does scare a lot of new investors. It does scare retail. But what I've realized over the years of me doing YouTube, I've part of the AMC GameStop, part of the first bull run, people forget very, very quickly. If you've ever lost money on a crypto, you probably forgot about it at some point, unless it was over like $1 million. But if you've lost like 10, 20 grand, even in the last few weeks, depending on your portfolio size, you probably have forgotten about it. So that's usually what happens with retail. If they're down and they didn't realize those losses, they're usually, it's going to wipe away and they're just going to start aping back into the market. So don't do that. Place your bets when the market goes down. Have some cash on the sideline. Do whatever you need to. We are at like a critical level right now for Bitcoin to retail. We're like $60,000. It's never a good sign if we drop. And crypto's really easy too. You'd be surprised. Just whole numbers: $60,000, $50,000, 40,000, 70, 80. There's psychological resistance levels and support levels. So, a lot of people get so complicated with crypto. They'll draw 5 different lines and look at the MACD with the Bitcoin stock to flow data. And you don't need to do all that. You could read our analyst posts. You could keep it easy there. That's one really great resource. But you could also just take your hands off the wheel for a moment. If your bags are all lined up, just wait. Just wait for the plays coming up. And even if you realize profits, if you sell stuff, I think it's fine too, because a lot of people, they want to buy in so early and they think, oh, I'm excited for the bear market because it's in the bear market. I can get in at the best price possible. No, I mean, that's actually not the case. What I've realized is that isn't. It doesn't matter if you're buying in the bear market, because a lot of the projects that we have right now, we bought into, they were not even available in the bear market. Like a lot of the best projects we bought into, they started off the momentum during the bull market. So it's just in the bull run, be caffeinated probably. You're going to have to expect to get less sleep because you just have to learn to move more quick. It's in the bear market. It's okay to act slow. It's okay to build up your bag in Bitcoin, the safest crypto, because in a bear market, in a true bear market where things go red for day in, day out, and then weeks pass, months pass, and then like years pass and it's red, it's a completely different field game. It really is. No one is interested in crypto in the bear market. We talk about the bull run in the bear market. That's how like deserted things are. So don't ever feel bad that you didn't buy into Render in the bear market at whatever time, guys, like, 50 cents. It would have been nice, right? We can always make that assumption there, but it's so hard timing the market. It really is. In the bear run, when things are really bad, it is. Because the bear market, if it goes long enough, who knows? There could be a recession or whatever. But even with Arrow, like, we did not buy it here. I could have been like, oh, it's too late when this initial pump happened, this first pump off the news that they were working with the base ecosystem. And I could have just said no. But I like letting things go up. I like waiting a day, doing proper research, doing the due diligence, and then just buying back in, because you see the potential of what can happen still in the bull. So if you're like, okay, I need to buy now, just don't FOMO. When the bull market picks up, we're going to have more plays. We will. Things are going to go up. It's going to be a lot more favorable for us to trade, and you don't need to risk it right now when we're not even sure if Bitcoin is going to drop a bit more or if it's going to be sideways for another few, like 3 to 4 weeks. Who knows? What time is it? 12:51. All right. I think I've blacked out every prior crypto experience before Kaizen. The grass truly was greener on the Kaizen side. Get it, greener. Dan, I'm gonna roast you for that. It's like, no. Okay, no, I like that. I like that. Brian, can you speak on Arkham and its pump? Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, guys, if you just search up my name and Arkham, you'll see how many times I've been talking about the potential of this play. Yes, there was a big drawdown. I actually was buying in. I was averaging up the dip, just buying small amounts here and there. And that's because Arkham, it had its massive pump. This was its leg up. I bought in 70, 80 cents. I waited an extra day for this one too, and it ended up just having a massive tear while the bull run was picking up. A lot of this, it's not confirmed if it was whales, but there was a lot of weird activity. We could see it on Nansum and some of these other wallet trackers, but large amounts are getting moved of the Arkham token, whether it's from their treasury, it was getting moved to the exchange. They had the Coinbase listing. I think it was around this price point here, and it got dumped off more again. But since then, it's had a recovery, and that's because no matter what, there will be a point where every crypto gets the oversold level. Like, it is oversold. It is beyond the point of where it should continue selling off, and it is actually a good deal. It is a good buy, because a lot of people are going to have that mind frame. You don't have to time it exactly at the bottom of the market, but if you were able to buy in even Arkham in any of the last few months, and I kept saying, I made multiple posts about this, $1.50, if it dropped even underneath of that, it would have been perfect. You would have been up, I don't know what the percentage gain, $1.50 to $2.60. You would have at least been close to doubling your investment right there. So Arkham, I sold my bag, I think it was $2.15, 20. Yeah, it was around this second pump here. And yeah, this was a clear sign for me to want to take profits. But this is way early on in the cycle, actually. It was one of my first few calls while the bull run was picking up. Hindsight, I just didn't know how to really gauge the potential of how violent the pumps would be in this bull run. But I'm still very happy, $2.20, and I put 40 grand right around here, and it turned to under 200 grand. So project like this will come up, guys. I see Arkham still having solid, massive potential, but just keep in mind, they have a lot of tokens locked up. You can look all this up. What was the other website, guys, that I like to use? It's Crunch. There's Dropstat. There's one more. I think, Austin, you might remember it. But what you can do, you can use this one as an example. Arkham. Pull up Arkham. That's right. And Javi, I know we got our meeting soon too. How about we push the moderator meeting back like 10 minutes? If that's cool. A lot of great things on the moderator meeting. A lot of future plans with Kaizen. It's delegation now. Perfect, guys. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, so even with Arkham, one thing I want to show you guys, we are right now, yes, competing against one another, but the biggest and most dangerous person that we're competing against is venture capitalist firms. They are, because they make returns like this you see on screen, 240x, or the private bags are making 200x, 40x, 23x. They make that like this is our money, actually. This is our money that is in the ROI of these venture capitalists. That's why they can do what they do. When you see massive dump offs and you're like, why? It's like a good project. Like, what is happening here? It's usually retail that's buying in. VC already had their bags here. Their unlock period starts here. We buy in and they start selling off. Like when we get those 20, 30% dips, I know this because when I sell off like $200,000 to $500,000 bags, I see my red candles. And these red candles that happen all at once, it's usually one order that's getting filled. One person doing it, one VC, and it's taken up like 15, 20%, 20 people's buy orders, and it's just sucking everyone's buys up. And then you see the drop. So the reason why I decided to also exit Arkham, yeah, I made a very good return from it at that point. I could have held on a little bit longer, but it was obviously the mortgage. I had to figure out which cryptos I needed to sell in order to meet the financial obligations for the house. But this project also does have a lot of VC investments in there. It's not always a great thing either. Palantir invested into it, Sam Altman, ChatGPT, OpenAI, like they all have exposure into this project. But long term, I'm still bullish on it, assuming that VC doesn't just dump it and crush it. And if you guys want to see an example of like a VC project that got nuked in the last bull run, this is the dangers of it. Boom, $428. And I got caught up in the mix of this because I just, was still an amateur in the market, didn't really know what to do. And boom, it just got wrecked. $430 down to $11. And that's why, funny thing is too, on my videos, I get people like saying ICP to the moon. And it's, you know what it is? It's like, it's old Brian Jung's right here from the last bull run that also bought in. And they want the miracle of their project going back up. But I can tell you, even if the crypto market cap hits like $300 trillion, usually when a project has a dump off like this, it is so rare for us to see revival back into it. People will just remember, and people are going to look for the new project. So that's actually one thing I'm going to talk about in this How to Invest in Crypto guide. It's going to be a really long video. So much planning is going into it. And it's just the fact that you can look into older projects, but a lot of the times new investors and even us, we're looking for ones that actually haven't pumped. I don't look at like previous pumps as a full healthy indicator that it's going to do it again. I like looking at brand new projects, fresh, clean, good team that can experience that second pump. And when it does, sell, get out of it. No matter how much you love a project, don't marry yourself to it. In the bear market, everything is going to get nuked. Everything will get wrecked. And I want us to leave the market making as much money as possible. Okay. Thanks, Austin. The Chain Broker. Yeah, this is another really great website, guys, to use. Chain Broker. This is crazy. I will love these tools. We find it organically, and then I find that they're already following me, or they send me a DM and they're like, yo, we actually, like, you want to do something together? I'm like, well, what do you have in mind? Chain Broker, I'm like, what, how are you guys monetizing? Like, what could you do? Like, nothing. I just made it for fun. I like it. Okay. And then the conversation ends. Sometimes the smartest people who can make great dashboards, they don't have like that. They don't really have necessarily that business IQ. That's what I realized. Sometimes there's a huge discrepancy between business IQ and then just like the smarts of project development IQ. Both are necessary. That's why it's always good to have multiple people wearing different hats. Humphrey said, sorry, I told Brian about ICP last run. It's okay, Humphrey. Humphrey did tell me about it, and I aped in, but I take responsibility. Even Humphrey, even if you told me, it's okay. And, but yeah, it's okay, brother. It's okay. Okay. I'm gonna just go through a few questions here that I see Javi has sent me over in my Slack channel. Okay, Ans in Finance, real quick, guys. They pushed off their launch. I'm still trying to figure out the ways that we can work with them. I'm not entirely sure right now. They're still building things out. I need to see their tokenomics, but most importantly, I'm trying to get them to give you guys like a early access, whitelist, or whatever exchanges they're going to get listed on for us to be able to let you guys know about that first. Oh, excuse me. Higher. Okay. Higher and Normie. Let's talk about that real quick. Higher has not been doing well. Let me open up CoinGecko. Higher has been going down in price, unfortunately. And that's just because when the market goes down, utility plays, oftentimes they'll find support, but it's a lot of the meme plays where we start seeing liquidity going out and get sucked out. Because this is like, I love the Inception analogy where you're in a dream within a dream within a dream. For someone to know about Higher, they need to know about crypto, then they need to know about altcoins, then they need to know about the base network, then they need to know about DGen, and then they need to know about Higher, which is a meme coin related to the whole DGen network. So like you're literally within 4 layers of it. And a lot of these memes, you have to assume that retail, we're waiting for them to get to the 4th level of the dream. We're already in the dream phase, you know, that bottom layer. Now, when we get to the 5th level, this is where Zora and then the Zora plays. That's like 5th, 6th layer levels. It's too much. There's a certain point where it's too much. And I think if we're having trouble, like I'm having trouble making the swaps and I have to do things where I'm like, this is sketchy, I don't want to do it. That's usually where I back out. Because at that point, you're trading against just project developers and people who have been in crypto for a really long time. And it's PvP. You're playing MapleStory, but you're like level 20, and then you're playing against like level 400 sweaty people that are in there that are ready to like swing trade on you with bots and snipe you to obliteration. So going back into higher, love the project. It is very memeable. It is something that I still see potential in the crypto market. I've been holding. There are definitely opportunities where I could have sold off here, but I think at this point, selling here would just be at the bottom. It would be too close to the bottom. So for me, I pretty much just forgotten about my bags. Unless I really need this money, I don't like recognizing losses if I know that there's higher upside potential. And with this, with base, with degen, with things picking up again, there is more potential here. But with just meme coins, the next time it goes up, be quick with it. But the next time we do get that meme cycle rotation, I think it's going to be incredibly insane. And even with higher, this took place in a matter of about 1 day where we saw a massive pump going from, imagine right now we enter 1 cent, 1.1319, and then imagine tomorrow it went up to 10 cents. Okay. So it's like that's the thing about meme coins. You can get the 10x very, very quick. And that's what we're lining ourselves up for. We just cannot buy in. Even here, I don't remember when the alert was or my cost average. I think it was 5 or 6 cents. You just have to know when to buy in. There was opportunities for us to have been in the green many, many times. So just take those profits, okay? Don't rely on my sell trades because I'm bag holding this right now. Don't rely on me. If you guys are happy with your profits, take it. Okay. Oh yeah, LimeWire. I see that they DM me a long time ago. I think like 3 months ago or so, or maybe they followed me or something. I'm not I'm out of LimeWire too. Okay. Hopefully that helps. Same thing applies for normie guys. Okay. Same thing applies for normie. It's a meme coin within like 3 layers. We have to assume that it's going to take quite a bit for it to go back up because we need money to start flowing. Top of the coins, altcoins, base narrative, things are picking back up. Okay. But when it does, it'll go real crazy. And actually, this shakeout is always really good too. You lose a lot of people who are paper handing because what'll happen is they'll FOMO back up when things start moving up, and then we'll probably sell. And it's just natural world of cryptocurrency. It's how it goes. Okay. Would I dollar cost average into higher or normie though? I wouldn't, because unless you find that there is more potential with these projects here and you're actively checking, you like using a DEX, sure. Okay, sure. But personally for me, I think averaging in right now at some of these utility plays, it's going to be a bit of a safer bet because at the end of the day, meme coins are just meme coins too, even with normie. It's not like degen where it has some kind of utility. It is just a meme coin at the end of the day. And these should just be used as a vehicle in order to generate wealth for the utility plays that has a higher potential of doing well, but in a healthy capacity where it's not going to go up and then you have your, all the KOLs and the project devs and everyone else who ends up taking the profits down. Okay. How much money should we do per trade? Good question to speak on risk management. Okay. Yeah. I'll answer a few more questions here. So depending on how big your portfolio is, you shouldn't ever be trading more than you're comfortable with. I mean, that's just the key fact here. If you're trading with money that you're going to use to pay for rent, you're like, in 20 days, I have to like pull this out. You're doing it the wrong way. If you ever have to like take out a loan or ask your neighbor for cash so you can buy into Arrow at $2, you're really doing it wrong. Use the money that you have because you could just put in the work. You could start with an extra $1,000, $5,000. And if you have, 6 months of runway for you to survive off of, use that and you could double that, triple that, and use that as the money to develop it in the bull run. I think the worst is you get most emotional when you put in 20, 50, or even 100,000 into the market of your own money, and then you see it go down. If you put in $5,000, you bought into a project early enough, and then it went up to 100,000, and then it went down to 60,000. It doesn't hurt as bad because you know it's not your money still. You still know that it's house money, and it's not going to affect your day-to-day living. Great thing though about crypto is right now we're still, I'd say, in the first half of things. I do hope things are a bit more sideways, like I said, because I think the pump, the next time we get it, is going to be even more crazier. But just please manage your risk, guys. It's something that I encourage everyone to do. Never overexpose yourself, because that is how you can really get hurt within crypto. And that just comes down to managing your greed. I know that if you put in 10,000 instead of 1,000 into Aerodrome way earlier on, you would have been, 100,000 air or whatever. But that is crypto right there. That is what everyone is thinking. They always think they should have put more, but just tell yourself, I put in as much as I could comfortably at that time, right? Everything's always hindsight. I did as much as I could comfortably at that time to manage my risk. Now I have a grasp on the market. Now I've seen potential with the bull run, with Kaizen, with some of the things that we do. Knowing that, next play, you can set yourself up. So don't beat yourself up. That's how the devil gets you, okay? It's all the accusations. You should have done better. You should have done. No, just you're good. You're exactly where you need to be. Most people lose hundreds of thousands of dollars in the bull run. In 2021, if I estimated everything with the gas fees that I paid and the NFTs I lost and the Terra Luna dump and some of the money from FTX and all this stuff, I lost over $1 million. Like when you lose $1 million and then I'm struggling to, I thought everything was going to fall apart at some point. Taxes we had, payroll costs, everything, market down, sponsors are gone. That was my big wake-up call. So I'm giving you guys all the lessons I've learned from the $1 million that I lost in the last bull run to help save you, make sure you don't go through that so that you guys can at least just come profitable in the first cycle. Because nearly every person I know who's been in crypto for a long time, if they have made money, they've either lost all of it or they lost a fraction of it. And then only just like 0.01% of those people actually ended up cashing out, making that money. And then they end up wasting it, like either dumb worldly things, or they'll buy back into the market. And then the next cycle, they got too greedy because they think they could do the same thing over again. And then they lose it all again. So, just think of this as like a big mastermind. Like, what do you call those? Like big brains. All right. We're just one of those big brains. Like in Stranger Things, everything, you touch one of the legs, the brain lights up, touch another leg, kind of like that, okay? We're just all trying to help each other, big syndicate, big mastermind. And from my experience, I can share with you one thing. Someone else might have even more experience that they can share with you on other things. But the great thing too, those are all learning lessons, but every bull run is different. This bull run is so different from the last one. Last one felt completely different. Last one, you could have bought into, a lot of the top 20, 50 altcoin projects. But one thing you have to realize is we have to do more work and more research to find these other projects at a smaller market cap because everything is getting diluted. There's more projects launching. The dollar is not as strong as it was even like 2-3 years ago. Everyone had capital. Capital was going so much further. But there are also a lot of great things about this bull run. A lot of the scammers, bad actors, Do Kwon, who had the treasure up as Donkomo, a lot of these things, these weird random stuff, they're not happening right now. They're all good. Last year, we saw so many companies go bankrupt. We saw so many people get wiped out. And that actually led to people losing more money outside of VCs, outside of the player versus player stuff. Like the own exchange you used was not reliable. Think about how crazy that was. So this time around, you guys have a lot of great things. You have a lot of great resources. Obviously, this group here is one of them. And I just want to make sure that if we even focus on the basic stuff, managing your emotions, helping you to not get greedy and learning to take profits, we'll do fine. We'll do good. And we're on our way for success. Okay. I think that is going to wrap up today's stream. So I am packing a lot right now. Just a lot of stuff going on. We are making that move to Virginia, hopefully soon. Things have been lining up. I really was not certain if this house would go through because I needed to pull together a lot of money. JP Morgan Chase was not accepting my crypto. They said it's just too foreign of an asset. They were not counting it. In order for me to get approved for the mortgage, I had to have sold this home. Someone ended up buying this home, but they could only buy it if they sold their home. So my agent is buying their home with the commission she's getting from my home so that they can buy this home so I can buy the other home. Crazy. And we thought crypto was a pyramid. But things have been working out so well. Just so thankful, guys. Please pray for me. Pray for us, pray for the community. But yeah, it has been working out. I just did not think it would because a lot of stuff had to happen. And in between all that time too, someone tried to actually scam me once again. So someone said that they could buy my house in cash. They don't have to worry about the other person selling it. They're like, hey, we'll buy it right now. They came into my house. I'm not even gonna say his name, but yeah, he basically said what government? The Uganda government owed him $60 million for a generator government contract that he did. And that in order for him to have access to the $60 million, I need to pay him $250,000, 200 grand or something, for him to pay his lawyers to have him access that fund that is locked up with Barclays. Well, and this guy gave me a paper full of stuff. He has his passport scanned on there. And it says he's 49 years old, but he looks like he's 30 or like a lot of weird things weren't lining up. But anyways, yeah, it's been a very interesting few months. We're gonna go into that story even more once this house actually settles down, because it is crazy, man. House purchase centipede. That is right. Yeah. Nigerian prince scam. This is like the cousin of that. Crazy. Vince says, God is in control. Keep leaning on him, Brian. I love that. I really do. And at the end of the day, guys, no matter the crazy stuff that's happening around me, God is so faithful. He is so good. And I know he's going to continue to just walk with us. And I know he's going to continue to guide me. I just need to make sure that daily I'm spending time with him. Yeah, and I'm learning a lot of great stuff right now. It is amazing. Talk about this on your future podcast. I would love to. I really would love to. Okay. All right, guys, we're going to wrap this up here. I got a meeting here with the Kaizen admin and moderator team. I'm going to hop into that. I appreciate you guys for all joining this live stream. Hey, if you haven't done so yet, be sure to go on WAP, drop a review there. There are a lot of bad trading like groups. Unfortunately, they're bad in the way that they don't help out members. People lose money. And some people who never hear about our group, they go there, they lose a lot of money that they seriously needed. Let's try to just get 1,000 positive reviews. That's all I'm looking for. 1,000 5-star reviews. I think we're at like 600 or 700 there. So if you haven't done so already, just drop a review there. It helps us out a ton too, to get listed a bit higher, to help other people in that capacity. But aside from that, there's not much. Any other announcements? I think we're good. Merch. Oh, okay. We have a merch announcement channel. Big shout out to Zexy, by the way. He's one of our moderators, but he has some really good design skills, and he's stepping in, helping us out with the design. We have the manufacturer in New York City all ready to go. We have my creative director, Ben, who's leading this project, and then we also have Zexy, who's helping out with the design. So I'll give you guys an update on that. It is within this section right here, the merch update. So you'll see what's going on here. If you guys have any feedback, we'd love to hear about it. We're coming out with this. It's going to be fantastic, and there's about 4 or 5 new things we're going to add to the server, which I think is going to be great. We are also hiring new analysts, few analysts. So for our analysts to become analysts, they need to become a trial analyst first so that we can verify it. We have to go through their logs and make sure that they have a good win rate, because you don't just get up here. You have to pass our checks. So we are adding a few people. If someone is not performing well, based on the standards that we have set, people do get dropped down to, or people lose the analyst role as well. So that always happens. But I've mentioned this before, guys. If you are really just itching to trade, you want to get that dopamine spike from crypto, you can always look into some of the trades that they're making. This involves either leverage. You don't have to always use leverage, by the way. You don't. You could reduce the leverage. You could use spot. But this is more favorable because you are trading charts that have risk protection, which is going to be your stop loss. And we have a lot of analysts posting trades around the time. So if you guys ever go into the win trades, because I know there's some of you guys who don't realize, guys, we put in a lot of time into all these other channels. We really, really do. I want to make sure you guys are extracting full value, but any of these wins that you see, these are all people that are following along on the analyst trades. Just be careful, guys. Leverage, risk, just manage it properly. You can definitely, if you don't do it wisely, if you don't do it with wisdom, you could put yourself in a bad situation. So just care for yourself there. If you want to do something more easy and just wait, I wait out the market. I wait till momentum picks up, things are more favorable. Then we start picking things up, going back into the projects, because that's when they actually release the roadmap. That's when they come out and they're like, yo, we're grooving. And it's like, do you want to surf against the wave, or do you want to surf with the wave behind your back where it just pushes you? So I like doing things easier. And in this time, we just build. We're building, making the server better, preparing at least for the bear market, because the bear market is coming. We're laying out the prediction scenarios of what could happen if it goes 6 months, 12 months, 18 months for the bull market. What are we going to do at those steps? What are we going to do for you guys to make sure we can continue providing value outside of the bull market? But our goal right now is simple. It's to help you guys make as much money as possible. It's to help you feel protected, safe, well managed, and just be the best resource that I think can exist in crypto for you. Okay. I appreciate the words of wisdom too on the house and everything. I'll let you guys know how it's going. I think right now this is the most I've been feeling bullish on the house. Like I'm like, oh wow, things are looking out. One other thing that happened is, for me to get into this new house, it needed to be appraised. The first guy appraised it at $1 million less of what I'm going to buy it for. And then the second guy appraised it at what it's meant for. And then the third guy, if he had appraised it not at the house value, it wouldn't have worked out again either. So it's just so many things out of my control that are somehow like the dominoes are stacking. And I know this is God working. I just don't believe in coincidences or, coincidences happening enough. So I just know, like right now we're facing a lot of resistance in certain, areas of my life right now, family and health and all that. But other things seem to be adding up really well. So I just know by the end of this year, who knows where we'll be, but I'm really excited. One thing you guys need to be on the lookout for is the Kaizen 2025 event. I think we're going to limit that to 1,000 people because the budget right now of what it's going to cost us anywhere from $400,000 with 1,000 people, or upwards up to $600,000 to like $950,000 in cost for this event. Like we're gonna go full out. Oh man, it's gonna be wild. We have 5,000 active members. If the bull market picks up, expect us to double the server size again, though. But expect this like meetup to be one of the craziest meetups you'll ever experience in your life. I'll have maybe 3-4 videographers there. We'll do a good job there. So I got to figure out a lot of the details. It's what we're building out right now in between everything that's happening. But I really hope you guys are finding value, at least with the current things that you get within the Discord. So big way is just go through the server, go through the onboarding. If you join at a random time, like I made like these full length YouTube video guides here that walk you through some of the other features later on. These I will be updating too, because we did update the server a few times and we're always updating it actually. Kaizen event will probably be in the States. I can't see myself doing it outside the US. It's just going to be way too much work for us. Yeah, it's going to be crazy. Sponsor my visa. Hey, if I just got to sign something, I could easily do that. You could just sign on my behalf. If someone calls me, I'll say I got you. Of course they live with me. Of course Billy lives with me. All right. I appreciate you guys. We'll talk again soon. Take care.